Welcome back to the program, everybody. My phone's going nuts. We have breaking news from Major League Baseball. The Blue Jays will not be going to Philadelphia for their weekend series. They are playing in Washington this afternoon, but they are not going to Philly. Charlie Montoyo, the Jays skipper, I guess announced it himself, says Mad Max, our summer student, and now all my notifications are going crazy here. So things going sideways in Major League Baseball. We're awaiting, we're not really awaiting anything. I think it's tough for the CFL right now. Like, I don't remember where I saw that Friday's a drop-dead date. Do you remember where we saw that? Do you, Max? I don't remember where we saw that.
Right. Well, they extended. That was kind of the talk.
Oh, Chad Jeter, somebody said.
Yeah, and then was it Naylor and Farhan talking about extending that deadline to next Friday? But
Which is tomorrow.
Yeah. But that was from last week. I don't know how drop-dead it is. I mean, we've seen it, but we've seen this. Thursday was supposed to be a deadline, or the 24th was supposed to be a deadline. Now it's this Friday, and I know we're getting right up against it, but I'll believe it when I see it. If we see a result, yeah.
Well, and that's the point. I'm trying to very gingerly tiptoe around this by saying a decision reportedly will be made tomorrow, and now people are writing in going, oh, I'm guessing the announcement will be NFL Canada. No, they never said there would be an official announcement. No, people are. There's a lot of confusion out there, but like everything else around coronavirus, there's a lot of confusion. So I guess we wait until tomorrow. That's all, and we hope that they do announce they're playing, and we hope for the best.
Yeah.
Justin Dunk said it, and yet Nelson says Arash said it means nothing.
I know.
Talk about up and down. I'd like to go back to the happy world.
Can we?
Where the NHL's playing. It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Right? CFL will figure their thing out. We're hoping for the best. We're going to get to our CFL Week 8 sim games, and we'll talk about the line there. Trevor Parley writes in, and he says, interesting interview. You don't hear someone explaining sports betting very often. Keep it up, RP show. We all learned a lot in that. What was the thing about the home record and stuff that you're like the light bulb went off for you? What was it that he said that?
Well, not all. Well, the home team isn't always 3.5. You got to look at what that means for some teams. You got to look at their home record. Do they usually win at home? Do they not usually win at home? What does the road team do? Are they better on the road or better at home? What have they done recently? So it's not an automatic 3.5. Some teams like Seattle or Kansas City, home field means more than it does in other places where you get a lot of visiting teams coming in, fans coming in. So, yeah, that was really interesting. And then it's about trying to find a way to balance the betting, right?
That was a part that
if your line, like if we pick the Riders tonight by 4.5, everybody's going to take the Riders. We've set a bad line. Doesn't matter if the game ends at 4.5. You can't look back and say, well, it was a 4.5 point game. We did it correctly. That's not true. You want to create a line that really divides, that you don't know which way to vote, which way to bet. That's creating the best line where you don't know which way you're going to bet. So if we did the poll question, Riders by 9.5 or 7.5, who are you taking, Ottawa or Saskatchewan? We got a 50-50 split. That would be a correct line.
So I cannot stress this enough. We do a show called The Recovery Hour where we talk recovery, and in our last edition, it's totally different than this show. We talked about gambling addiction. We had a recovering gambling addict in here. So gambling's never been an issue for me addictive-wise because I've never really gambled. Yeah. But I know this. When I win, things start firing off in my head like if I'm drinking or doing certain things. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm just very careful with it. See, and I also know this. Abstinence is key. Like I don't just have one drink, so I don't just bet one weekend on DraftKings. Do you know what I mean? Like I just stay away from it.
Yeah.
But I also know how important it is in the world of sports. And we had a Rider head coach who, for years, would say to me, he'd pull me aside and go, "What's the line?" And at first I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "The game this. What's the line?" You just wanted to know what the odds makers were thinking. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's such a huge part of sports.
It's huge.
The betting. As big as the sports themselves almost, really.
It's massive. The problem, and I like to get into it. I like to play, poker. I like playing cards. I like doing Sports Select or doing the DraftKings thing. Don't do it very often. I do it for fun. I love doing it. But when it clicks in your mind, oh, if I just do it this way, I could win and I could make a living and I could, whoa. it's a game, it's fun, you're probably going to lose.
Or the people that play fantasy football, they win on a weekly basis or win their league and think they should be the next Jeremy O'Day.
That as well.
That's the problem that I have.
Yeah.
Don Cherubin writes in and says, it will be announced when it's announced. Let the CFL and CFLPA do their work, and all will be known when they are ready to inform us. Well, Don, that would make it pretty awfully boring for sports talk, wouldn't it? Let's just not talk about it and let them announce it when they're ready. Okay, so what do you want to talk about? Why are you here today? What do you want to talk? What do you want us to talk about? That's what sports talk's all is about, right? Mm-hmm. Conjecture, will it happen, won't it happen? So, yeah.
And that's important for the leagues and the fans. Talking about the league.
Buzz.
We wish it was here.
Hype.
Could they get it together? That's buzz, that's hype. I mean, we can all go watch NHL and wake me up when the CFL plays, but, when you knock on the door, I might be busy. So...
I know.
Take your chance.
Probably going to be talking about the Stanley Cup playoffs, is going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Clark, do we have one more break to take? Yeah. We're going to take a break, come back with overtime, and we will talk about the betting lines for this Week 8 CFL Sim games, Rockstar of the Day, NHL games. Hang on. It's all coming up. We'll be right back. It's the RP Show, Facebook Live. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. And listen live at rodpeterson.com.
You're watching Rod Peterson On Demand. For more of The Rod Peterson Show, visit rodpeterson.com or follow Rod Peterson on social media.